Convincing yourself or us?
I'm convincing you guys.
We
Uh,
believe in you.
so yeah, welcome to our fourth session of Out of the Abyss. Uh, we're in the Underdark and doing Dungeons and Dragons with wonderful players. If you guys want to say anything, hey, or whatever.
Hello.
Buddy?
What's up?
Hello, hello.
Yep.
Fair enough. And yeah, we always start off with a little bit of a recap. So that's what we're gonna do now. Uh, Hopping right back into last time. You guys found yourselves imprisoned by Drow in an outpost within the Underdark. You spent some time doing menial tasks, waiting for whatever would befall you next. Some of you gathered items in hopes that they would help, and an odd benefactor left a door open, or rather unlocked, during a guard change one evening, giving you and the other prisoners a moment to escape. Had to take out several drow in the process. You also lost several prisoner comrades in the endeavor. During the escape, alarms rang out as flying demonic vulture-like creatures and even larger mosquitoes swarmed around the cavern. Even more of an opportunity to escape while the drow were distracted. Finding some gear and readying yourselves for the next leg, you eventually made it to a bridge. Lowered some rope to fall/climb down into a pool of water, which was a task on its own as spiders attacked from webbings around the place. And then in the pool of the water, there was an ooze which called out in your head some nonsense, nearly taking out another prisoner. It was a dire situation, but you ran towards a light nearby when one of these demonic vulture creatures fell near you and attacked. And it was near death. You ended up taking it out before it killed any more of you and made your escape quickly. Venturing out about another hour or so into darkness, gathered your allies and took a breather so everyone could regain consciousness for the next leg. Talked about your destination. Some of you wanted to get back up to the surface. Others wanted to simply get away from your captors, uncertain if they were following, hoping to make it to a location called the Dark Lake. You set off into these darkened caves. And that's where we're going to pick up. As you guys are taking that little breather, is there anything you'd like to do before you actually set out into your journey?
Seems like we're all good to go.
Yeah, seems like
Yeah,
it.
I'm all right. I'm gonna have an arrow knocked, ready to go. But let's go.
Fair enough. Traveling along the day, we're going to go to our board here with what you guys are doing for the day. And this is kind of going to be an everyday sort of thing, while you're traveling at least. Gonna go down the line, and we'll have Rincewind roll me a d20.
Okay.
All right. And then for essentially, it's a couple of skill checks for everyone who's doing these unique things, allowing Jimjar, the gnome, to kind of do your scouting for you, as Shushar aids Weller in navigating. If Weller, you will roll me a history check, and I'll give you advantage on that
I absolutely will.
to kind of find the best route to the Dark Lake with Shushar's guidance. All right. Yeah, recalling stories about Velkenvel, the place that you had just left, and the directions, which are hard to tell in the Underdark. You would notice like any sort of signs of water and be able to tell whether or not they're from the Dark Lake or not. And you actually can tell a pretty good direction of where you should go. As luckily enough, the cave that you left out of is kind of heading in that direction. And then we're going to go down to Malakar, who took up the task of mapping out in case you ever needed to return for some reason. Malakar, go and roll me an intelligence check. Unless you're proficient with cartographer's tools.
No, I am not. So I will go ahead and do the intelligence.
All right, with a 6 intelligence check, you do a really good job of drawing a squiggly line on your, at least in your head, because I don't know that you have any tools. Maybe pick up some charcoal on a piece of like scrap leather that you got and just like draw a line that squiggles with like a V for Velkenvelf maybe. You think you're going the right way. I mean, you don't know, but you're just like, oh, there's a little cave there. Not important. Little cave over there. Not important. We're going down this direction. You have a line drawn, and that's what's important. And then go to Rincewind for the day with the foraging. Rincewind, Bupido is helping you as best he can. But go ahead and give me a survival check.
All right.
All right, with a 13.
I should actually get expertise with that.
So you get +2 to it?
+2, yeah.
That is good to know, because that is the DC, is 15. So foraging around, you do actually find some interesting kind of ripple bark for the day. It's kind of like shelf-like fungus that resembles a mass of what looks to be rotting flesh. And a single sheet of these, and Bupido will tell you that he ate lots of them growing up. But he'd also tell you he ate most mushrooms he saw growing up.
That certainly tracks.
Yeah. Well, it would taste a lot better roasted. You don't want to eat it raw, it'd be real tough. So, what you're going to want to do is have Dargis was his name? I think he said he's going to cook dinner tonight with Topsy and Turvy. You should probably make sure they roast it slowly. You don't want to cook it too quick, otherwise it's just going to be tough on your feet. You know, when you eat it, it just gets cut in your throat.
Good to know.
Yeah, he'll kind of point that out, and he just kind of like, he picks up like occasional pieces of dirt around it to kind of like nibble on for a second and smell before he throws it away.
Okay.
But you do. Go and roll me a d4. Alright, you actually get 7 pounds of food from the ripple bark.
Oh. All right.
Or no, 24 plus 6. 9 pounds of food, which actually is enough for all of you guys, considering that most of your companions are small. So that will be enough for the day. Nothing untoward I'll go ahead and do... We'll come back to the rest of you later with Dargus and Casmus. As Weller, you're kind of near the front with Shushar, and he's just kind of telling you about times when he spent near the Dark Lake and how he kind of abandoned all of his kind, essentially, to seek refuge in the silence and darkness on his own. But as you're making your way through this darkened cave tunnel, you come upon Jimjar, who is scouting ahead maybe 60 or so feet, very stealthily. He's kind of around a bend, looking up ahead, sees you approach. Hey, so there's a bunch of bones in there, and you can see a little bioluminescence filling the air with kind of reddish colored mushrooms growing out of several rotting bone, like a graveyard, like a boneyard, essentially. Can kind of faintly hear the sounds of running water in the distance of this cavern. Jimjar looked to Weller. I bet you 5 gold that you won't find shit in there.
I would take you up on that, but I'm not interested in gold nor finding out what caused those bones.
Oh, well, what would you be interested in if I were to try and have a wager with you at a later date and time?
I'm only interested in trading for information. Not much in the Underdark
Information?
appeals to me anymore.
What sort of information would you be looking for?
Weller, I think, would just kind of size him up and want to withhold any further information and just kind of stare him down.
Okay. All right.
Keep your secrets.
I'd wager that I could tell you a lot of things that you never knew before. I'll tell you a secret. If you go fetch me something shiny out of those piles. And at this time, the entirety of your march has kind of stopped as Weller is speaking to Jimjar up here. And you can see this, the rest of you can kind of see this little bit of a cave up ahead, filled with kind of reddish orange lights. There is a smaller passageway further east. Or, well, be west. Hard to tell direction. Further in the cavern, like, before you get to this opening of a cave. But it seems like this is kind of an expanse. And Shushar would kind of speak up. I do hear the sound of running water. It could be a sign of the Dark Lake. Could be a sign of our dooms. I can swim. For now.
Ugh. Lest we forget where we just came from also had the sound of running water, and it was a prison.
We would need to taste the waters.
Weller's not falling for that trick again. Fool me once.
Jim Jarl kind of like put up a good face. Turned back to the rest of the group. All right, this one's not going for it. There's a boneyard up ahead. I think we were supposed to go through it. We could go around it. Might cost us some time. We might be able to find something salvageable. All we have are the things that we stole from those drow. What do you guys say? You want to go through, or maybe salvage around? Bunch of bones.
How long does it would take us to go around it?
What'd you get on your history? Well, or with your navigation, you'd probably lose half a day, maybe a little more, if you did not go through. And you can see, actually, what is your passive perception? 11. Who's got high passive perception? I guess it would stand out the most to Rincewind, seeing as he can't see in the dark. Rincewind, you would notice a little bit of flickering light up along one of the cliffs of this cavern. It seems to be actual firelight.
Is it kind of higher in elevation than us, or
It is. Yeah, up on like a
Okay.
cliffside next to this boneyard.
okay? Let's see. We're on our way to the Dark Lake, right? So I'll turn to Shushar and I'll point the firelight out and I'll say, how far away do you imagine we are from that? And is it easy to get up and down from there?
How far away are we from the Dark Lake?
From the light that I'm pointing out to you.
Not but 100 or so paces.
Oh, it's only 100 and so paces away? Okay.
It seems like a smallish cavern.
Okay. Then I guess I'll gather the party and point out the light to everybody and put it to them, see if we want to approach with caution or just kind of like scope it out from afar.
You described it as mushrooms and like a cloud of
Not a cloud. It's just this emanating light from the local bioluminescent
gotcha.
fungi that is growing from some of these bones and others. You would even notice a massive creature, not creature, but like the bones of a creature within. Like just piles of bones scattered throughout. Some of them half buried.
Has
So are we
Miller ever
going-
come across anything like that before in his previous time down here? I'm just trying to ascertain whether it appears to be dangerous.
Has Shushar?
Or yeah, either one of us.
Or
I could ask him.
Or have you? Give me a history check. This does look like different entities, so it's not. Yeah, with a nat 20. Bones are often telling of not good things. Obviously, especially in the Underdark. Especially large creatures like this. You wouldn't know of any particular boneyards, but with a 23 history, I would say that you would know that there are certain animals and stuff that, and people, giants, that kind of like go to a place to die. This does not seem like one of those. This seems more ominous.
Would I have any insight into those mushrooms? Like I'm just trying to ascertain if
Yeah.
if they just happen to grow from the bones after.
Give me a nature check.
Okay. I just want to see if they grow after the thing's deceased or if they had something to do with why it's deceased. Nature.
With a 14 and your previous history check. Yeah, it seems like there's a scattering of fire lichen. Kind of orange-white in color. It thrives on warmth. So it could indicate geothermal heat. You know that fire lichen can be ground and fermented into like a hot, spicy paste. Tuergar often love to ferment fire lichen into like a hot liquor.
But they don't appear to pose like a threat.
No.
Okay.
So do we go across or do we go through that cavern with the bones?
Weller would share his knowledge with the group, and I think you said previously that it would cost us half a day to navigate around.
At least.
Okay. What does everyone think?
I guess we take the risk and just go through. Make more distance with us in the jail if they are chasing after us.
Is that
Yeah,
fair?
I don't want to take any long ways through. I say we just go straight on through. You know, if it's quicker, we go that way.
Yeah.
We don't really need anybody heading us off at the pass. So let's I guess we'll risk it. I mean, I'm good either way, but
What's the worst that can happen?
Plus, if anyone's following us, it'll be easier to lose their tracks through this cavern than it would be to just go around it, I feel like.
all you gotta do is run faster than those other two little dudes.
Topsy and Turvy.
Yeah.
You see them off to the side, just kind of looking around at the place. Turvy obviously does not look happy, but Topsy doesn't bring a smile, but she doesn't look upset.
Turvy never seems happy, so.
No.
All right. Let's push on.
All right. How do you guys proceed? Are you scavenging? Are you just waltzing through? You tell me. Are you just going through in your normal marching order that you have?
Well, I want to see, is there any particularly large bone, something that's raw, you know, staffish like in length? I just want to find if I can pick something up.
There
As
are
I'm walking, just kind of,
absolutely a massive bone of a creature in there.
It's not too heavy. I want to pick that up and kind of just use that to shuffle through the other ones as I'm coming through, just to kind of like kick stuff up, avoid, you know, if there's any trap or if I might find anything interesting underneath stuff that we're going along.
Okay. Fair enough. You kind of going in the same marching order as you previously were?
I guess so.
You'd be in like the back middle.
Yeah, I'm in the back.
I'm
Yeah, I'll stay in
comfortable
the
with it
back.
as long as I'm going cautiously.
All right. Going cautiously. Go ahead and give me a perception check then, Weller.
They're slowly getting smaller.
With a 9. Yeah, as you guys are walking through. Dargus, give me a preliminary investigation check at disadvantage. Because you're using a bone to kind of shuffle through some other bones.
Why is that disadvantage?
Because you're this is just you get a quick look.
Okay. Teen.
All right, with a 13, not bad. Heading in here, you do see actually a smaller figure, probably dwarven. As you pull up some like rotting bones, looks to have a warhammer next to where its hand rested. Two small light hammers at its side. Has a beard full of rotting, just like its hair has rotted and turned into some weird sort of lichen, and it looks to be wearing a heavy suit of scale mail. But as you see that, some of the bones in this boneyard, surprise to no one probably, do start to animate as even on the ledge above you guys as you're walking by, just rise up out of the ground. One of the skeletons, closer to an area where there is a little bit of a pool at the backside, looks to be a massive horned bull-like creature, now just bones, holding up this seemingly small in its hands, but still quite large great axe. And I'm gonna bring you guys to a map, and we're gonna roll initiative, as no one got the jump on anyone.
I forgot to hit my long rest button before.
So if everyone will go ahead and roll some initiatives.
I've been whispering all my rolls.
That's fair.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, I got a 2. After this, I'll start using the Roll20 for at least the initiatives, because that's just the one thing that does not pass through.
No, it does
I don't
not
think I
from
clicked my
D&D.
token either.
Yeah.
What's weird is you're on there. I might have another token of. I do have other tokens of you on here.
My initiative is not showing on the turn order.
You got a
Um,
15. Because of
Yeah, it's fine.
it's older tokens, so I can bring your older tokens there, so you're on the initiative order. And Dargus, you can
Alright.
you can manually change your initiative.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that could do that.
So, with that out of the way, Malachar, you have a 9 dex. This Minotaur skeleton wielding the large axe is actually going to go before you. It has an 11 dex. As this massive behemoth lurches from the boneyard beneath, charging towards the nearest person, does go straight for Weller. Get the new music going. And let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. So, with the Minotaur charging forward to Weller, it is going to charge towards you with its great axe, going for a gore attack, like just kind of knocking the great axe, like slinging it off of the bones there on the ground, charging with its head straight down. Does get a 17 to hit against Weller. Which
That's gonna hit.
I believe so. Dealing a grand total of 14 points of piercing damage, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw. With a 25, this thing tries to bulldoze you down, and you just kind of stand firm, trying to knock you off your feet and push you backwards. So you just take the 14 points of piercing damage as it charges into you. And that'll take us to Malakar. Actually, before I forget, roll some NPCs.
I will move up to the side and take a swing at this Minotaur creature thing.
All right. Give me that swing. 24 will definitely hit this unarmored Minotaur creature.
And damage.
For 5 points of piercing damage. Kind of cutting into its bones, not doing the most damage you would hope for, but, you chip away at it.
Nah.
Anything else for Malakar?
No, that's going to be it for me.
Alright, that will take us to some skeletons. The ones around you kind of lurch up with rusty, broken swords in hand. One charging at Jimjar, one attacking Shushar, right there. Getting a 23 on 18. As they both get stabbed very quickly. Jimjar taking 5. Shushar taking 4. And then from up top at this ledge here, you would barely kind of see these 2 other skeletons just out of view, where arrows rain down on you guys. I'm gonna randomize who they're attacking. A 2 and a 6. All right, one's gonna hit Bupido, and the other is going to go for Casmus. Got a natural 1 on Bupido and a 9 on Casmus.
It misses.
As these arrows rain down, just kind of hitting bones, you hear the little thud as they miss. And that will take us to Casmus.
I'm going to throw X on that big guy on strength.
All right.
So,
As this darkened magic kind of envelops this Minotaur creature.
and then I can move through one of these 2.
Yeah, they're small enough where they don't really count as anything.
So I'm gonna move down there. I can get some distance, and that's gonna be it.
All right, backing yourself into a corner. Fair enough. That'll take us to Topsy and Turvy, who run to Shushar's aid quickly. Stabbing viciously at them. Hitting with one of their attacks. Dealing a little bit of damage to the skeleton, just kind of scratching against it. As in unison, they look to Shushar, who just kind of like standing there, not doing anything. Shushar will take the dodge action. And that'll take us to Rincewind.
Okay, I am going to move over. Oops, I have my measuring tool on. Sorry. Move over to here so that I can get a clear line of sight on the Minotaur,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Go for it.
With my Do I just have a hand crossbow?
You do just have a
Yeah.
hand crossbow. You haven't picked up anything else yet.
Okay. With my hand crossbow then.
Yeah.
Boop. Oh,
And
yes.
That one, as the hand crossbow kind of breaks the crossbow bolt in two, and it is. Or you know what? Roll me a d20. Okay. I'm gonna have you guys roll for it. Give me another attack roll, Rincewind. And I need Weller and Malakar to give me a. Just both you guys give me a d20.
Sorry. I am so sorry.
All right. Looks like it's gonna go to Malakar. Malakar, does a 25 hit?
Yeah, absolutely does.
As you get shot, like kind of like right through your ear. Go ahead and roll me some damage there, Rincewind. As Malakar, you're going to take half of this. So you only take 4 points of piercing damage.
I'm sorry.
As from behind, Rincewind, you're not used to this drow make of hand crossbows. Not even really used to hand crossbows, but
Oh, there we go.
yeah, unfortunately, you do strike Malakar through his ear.
Yeah. And,
Anything else?
I'll just kind of sneer at it and holster it or whatever you do with the hand crossbow, and I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get right here next to. Is this Boopido?
That's Jim Jar.
Jim Jar. I'm going to sit right here next to Jim Jar.
Jim Jar.
And
Get ready to back him up.
Yep. And my turn.
All right. That'll take us to Weller.
It wouldn't cost me any movement or an action to shoot a dirty look towards Rincewind, would it?
Absolutely not.
All right, I'm going to shoot a dirty look
Dirty
towards
looks are a free
Rincewind.
action.
So sorry, man.
All right. Hey, you didn't hit me. It's all right. I am
Shit
going
happens,
to
you know.
wind up and swing away with the old trusty rusted iron bar
All right.
on this guy,
Try and wail on it.
trying to wail on it.
23 will hit with your large rusted iron bar. Dealing 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And you know what? In the words of the great late Pokemon games, it's super effective. As you crack through its ribs and bones just go splintering everywhere. It seemed to really, really affect it. Seems like it might be vulnerable to smashing.
That's awesome. Can I do that again? Using my action surge?
You absolutely can with your action surge. Yeah,
Fantastic.
smashing through the ribs, bones shattering everywhere, quickly seeing another opportunity, action surging. Roll me another
Let's
attack.
do it again. Oh, does it? Okay, I got you. I was thinking damage hit.
18 will hit again.
Fantastic.
Going in for a second
Fantastic.
swing for 12 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, you crack up into its jaw. Its bottom half of its jaw just goes flying off of it,
Awesome.
scattering into the bone pit. This thing kind of like lumbering and kind of like faltering a little bit. It is not looking good. As good as a skeleton can, you know.
Fantastic.
Anything else for Weller?
Yeah, I'm going to use my second win because I didn't like that first hit that I took.
That's fair. That was a doozy.
That was a doozy. That's going to be my bonus action. And what is that, a D10?
It is a D10 plus your fighter level, so a D10 plus 2.
All right, 1D10, 6 plus 2.
Hey, you get 8 hit points back.
All right, I'll take whatever I can get.
You just kind of dust yourself up a little bit. Staying put.
Yeah, because I can't disengage. I don't want to provoke an attack of opportunity. Am I in flanking position where I'm at, or do I need to be like beside?
You would
it?
need to get on the other side of it, essentially, like catty corner from Malachar, if that's what you wanted.
And I could do that without
Absolutely.
provoking an attack of
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, you
All
can
right, yeah, let's go
maneuver
ahead.
around it.
Fantastic. I'll just do that and get right here on the other side,
All right.
and that'll be it.
Rolling around to the other side, that'll take us to Jimjar and Bupido. Jimjar is going to go stabby stab on this skeleton here. Getting an 8 and a 5. Seemingly taken off guard as he was looking around for shinies, just like Dargus was. He misses, like barely able to spring to action. Bupido, on the other hand, is going to fire a crossbow at the skeleton nearby him. Hitting. For 7 points of piercing damage as he shoots the skeleton right in its eyes as its kind of skull slightly explodes and falters down. Bupido will also back up a little bit. And that'll take us to Dargus.
Do I have any view towards where the arrows from above hit? Can I see like where they fired from or who fired them?
They would have 3/4 cover, but you do see 2 skeletons with short bows.
And is there anywhere for me to grab cover from them down here, nearby?
Probably from like the large. Oh, my voice. The large. I'm sorry. The large mushroom.
Oh. So I'm going to move to here. And whichever one, I'm going to take a chance at one of them anyway with their cover. Use my Ray of Frost. Hits or not.
Up at one of the other ones.
Yeah, so whatever's something up here. Whatever one is up there.
Sorry, my voice is just gone. That hits. For sure. That just barely hits.
Just barely does any damage.
Fair enough. Anything else for Dargus?
Nope, that'll be it for my turn.
As your Ray of Frost, that's you like clicking rocks together, right? To make these frosty sparks.
Yeah, I think pretty much right. One of like my iron spikes or something like that, and hit it against some stuff.
All right.
Like in the hammer. Some Ethereum.
I'll take us to the large Minotaur skeleton. Gonna roll to see who it attacks, because it doesn't really know who attacked it. It is gonna swing around its great axe towards Weller. Just kind of like seeing you move, essentially, swings around towards you. With its big old axe. Getting a 21 to hit.
Oh, that misses. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that hits.
As Weller cuts you right across the chest, and you take 20 points of slashing damage.
Oh my god.
As you guys see Weller fall to the ground. And the Minotaur kind of looks like it's going for another swing, and then looks at Malakar. A little bit of green glow in its eyes. I'll take us to your turn, Malakar.
Let's see. I am going to. Where am I at? What am I doing? Let's see. I'm going to attempt to just finish this thing off.
Fair enough.
Now, as far as, because I've never played a character with spells, because I would like to try to use Thunderous Smite.
Okay. Yeah, so use your bonus action to infuse your weapon.
So would I just click Thunderous Smite in my attack panel here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of, as you imbue it, it goes into your weapon and it stays there until you expend it. So you roll your attack as normal, like with your weapon, and then if you hit, you can roll the damage from that as well.
Okay. So hit my short sword as normal?
Yes.
Okay.
That will definitely hit.
Okay, now I hit the Thunderous Smite.
So now you roll both.
Or do I just
both the weapon damage and you click on Thunderous Smite
Okay.
because you still hit with the weapon.
Gotcha. So weapon damage, and then Thunderous Smite.
What does it look like as you imbue this, or as it sets off?
All you see is like I grab my sword and kind of run my hand over the top of it, and there's a red glow that comes out from my hand, and it's kind of glows red a little bit, and then as I hit, you just hear this loud crack of thunder.
It has this loud boom, which is audible up to 300 feet, just echoes in this chamber, and this wave of force, this thunderous force, booms, dealing 11 points of damage to it, and it did roll a 7 on its strength save, as it is pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone. As it gets knocked over Rincewind's body, essentially.
Or Weller.
Or what direction did you want to smack it into? You could smack it over here if you wanted. It was here. Essentially, you can move it 10 feet in a direction.
Kind of off to, like, swinging to smack it kind of off to my right, away from Weller.
All right, yeah. Swinging it away, it just kind of gets knocked backwards. Bones falling off of it. It is not looking good. Anything else from Malakar?
Let's see. No, because lay on hands is an action, isn't it?
It is an action, yes.
Okay, then I will move up beside Weller and then end my turn.
All right. That will take us to the skeletons. As the skeleton is going to try to strike out at either Jimjar or Rincewind. Going to go for Jimjar. Actually hits. And Jimjar takes 8 points of piercing damage. And 2 arrows come raining down. One's going to be at Malachar, and the other is going to be at... Wait, no, there's 4 of you guys. So yeah, 1, 2. Is going to be at Dargus. Arrow raining down on you guys. Getting a 13 to hit Malachar. As an arrow kind of comes at you from above. Does a 13 hit?
That's a miss.
Alright, as it kind of clinks off of your chain shirt. And a 16 against Dargus.
Just barely.
Alright, as Dargus trying to back away to get a shot, inadvertently make yourself open for a shot, taking 7 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes you in the shoulder. And that'll take us to Casmus.
Casmus is going to shoot another blast at the big Minotaur.
Alright. 25 will hit. As you do your Eldritch Blast damage, it's kind of, what is it, red and blue kind of energy swirling towards it?
That'd be 10 because I got the Agonizing Blast.
Oh, nice.
And then the X.
For 13 points of damages, what does it look like as you blast this Minotaur to pieces?
The blast just goes, fills it up, and just burns it completely. Just turns it out all into ashes.
All right. As the majority of the skeleton falls into ash, like a burst of ashes around the space here, after being knocked away by Malachar, dropping its great axe to the ground, and all that's left, you can probably see like one little horn drop to the ground. Anything else for Casmus?
Nope. I'm gonna. I'm just gonna move a little bit further up, right? And that's it.
All right, taking us to Topsy and Turvy, who do pull out little hand crossbows and shoot across the way towards the skeleton that stabbed Jimjar. One of them hitting for 8 points of piercing damage. As they kind of, seeing arrows rain down, they both take like positions against the wall to not be targets. And Shushar will do the same. Taking us to Rincewind.
Okay, I am going to crap.
As there's
Oh,
arrows
hold on
raining
just a
down from
second.
about 20 feet up on that wall up there.
I am going to I know I'm gonna probably take damage here. I gotta do a quick measurement real quick, sorry. Yeah. I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm going to break away, but I'm not gonna disengage, so
All
go
right.
ahead and take a swing.
The skeleton will take a swing at you. Getting an 18 to hit
18 hits.
as you take 4 points of piercing damage as it just kind of scratches your back as you run away.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop. And then I'm gonna like kind of shrug that off, but I'm gonna cozy up right here next to Weller, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
All right. What does your cure wounds look like?
I just kind of lay one hand on the ground and one hand on Weller, and just kind of like feel energy move out of the earth and into him, kind of to
I like that.
Like-
yeah.
resuscitate a little bit.
Yeah.
Where do you touch Weller?
Huh?
Where do you touch Weller?
Where he's bleeding the most, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has a giant slash across his chest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much your pinky toe.
yeah. It's
So
closest
I'm
to the
gonna-
ground, right?
Right. So let's go back to core and
I did get a bad
Whoa,
case
whoa,
of
whoa.
trench foot when we were in prison, so that'd be
It happens. You didn't change your socks.
so you've got 6 points of healing,
Nice.
and then I still have 5 feet of movement,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go. Oh, that thing's dead.
Yep.
Oh.
It is a pile of ash essentially, with a horn kind of sticking out of it and a large axe by its side.
Okay. And I'm going to nod at Malachar and say, sorry about the ear, man. And then I'm going to start heading back to where
Okay.
where that dwarf was that
Shot up top. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, where the dwarf skeleton was.
yeah,
Okay.
because there's a warhammer in there somewhere
I
that
don't know
looked handy.
if he had had a chance to point it out yet,
Oh, okay.
but he easily could have. Like, oh look, and that's when everything happened. But that'll take us to Weller. Who is now conscious, kind of coming to, feeling a little more close to the earth, not just from laying on the ground. As you feel this energy, your wound's still bleeding a little bit, but it's for the most part patched up. You just got to put some stitches on there.
Oh, let's see where we can get to. So that should be 10, 15, 20. So I can get on the other side of this skelly bro right here.
Oh, so you had to spend half your movement to stand up.
Oh, okay. So where does that put me?
Can't quite get to him.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, I can dash as a bonus action, right?
No, not unless you're a rogue.
Oh, shoot. That's right.
Yep.
I knew it sounded
You're
familiar.
not a rogue anymore.
Not a rogue anymore.
You're a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
You don't know how to move around. You know how to fight.
And be knocked down.
Yeah, that too.
But you get up again.
But I do get up. I am the Chumbawamba of our party. Okay, yeah, so I don't have anything ranged. It doesn't look like I can get anywhere advantageous to the party right now. I can do 10, I can do 5, so I will go ahead and move right here. And I guess I will hold an action.
If it comes
For-
close.
Yeah, for the Skelly Bro. Since I can't deal with the ones that are elevated.
All right.
Skelly Bro on my level.
That'll take us to Jim Jar. And Jim Jar is going to try and stab at the Skelly. Missing with both attacks. He is rolling horribly this session. Bupido is going to try to help him out, though, by throwing the crossbow bolt his way. And then Bupido's having opposite rolls. Bupido's rolling, well, minimum damage, as a crossbow bolt just kind of sticks into one of the bones of this skeleton. Taking us to Dargus.
All right, now I'm gonna change my focus and go for skeleton next to Jim Jar and Fire a ray of frost at him.
All right.
4. And 4 points of cold.
Oh, your to hit didn't come up at first. I got you. Yeah, 24 definitely hits for 4 points as the skeleton kind of like half freezes over and its torso just kind of falls off and shatters. As it is David.
Done.
It's really
And then I'm going to move behind the big red mushroom to try and grab a little extra cover
yeah, definitely
from
get some cover.
from the stuff above. And that's it for the rest of my turn.
All right, that'll take us to Malakar. Top of the round.
Let's see. Can I see either one of those skeletons
I
up
would
on
say
the?
from your point of view, you can't because you're, well,
As close as I am to the cliff.
yeah. If you were like maybe a little bit ways away, you could probably see a little bit. They would have cover, but yeah, cliff's about like 20 feet up.
Then I will back up just a little bit
Okay. Yeah.
to give me a better view.
Yeah,
which
you can
actually
definitely
I
see one now.
don't- Actually, let's see.
You would see one up here and another over there.
I am going to. Let's see. What is this? Going to cast Sacred Flame.
All right.
Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
you-
count
you
as a
kind-
spell
yeah.
slot because it's a cantrip, right?
It's just a cantrip, so you can cast it all
Okay.
the time, every time.
Okay.
So it needs to make a dex save. I got a 14, which is the save. As you just can't quite
Damn.
see it good enough as what does your sacred flame look like? You guys would see this fire appear up there or something, right?
Yes. All you see is Malakar's hands glow red as he comes to the center and pushes up like he's shooting from the ground up, kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
And you would see this deep, like red and purple fire come up out of the ground
Yeah, on the edge of that.
on the edge of that cliff.
Yeah. Anything else from Malakar though?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, that'll take us to the skeletons who are going to continue raining fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. One arrow goes towards Casmus, and the other goes towards Weller.
You know what I don't like is when I can hear the smile in your voice and I know it's going to be me.
Fair enough. Casmus got a 7 to hit.
Misses.
As it just kind of lands at your feet. Weller got a 19 to hit. As you're kind of running to see the skeleton kind of clatter to the ground after being frozen, a arrow strikes you in your back as you take 4 points of piercing damage. And that is it for the skeletons, as they just continue to knock more arrows. And those of you, all of you guys, can see the skeletons slightly. Again, 3/4 cover, just because they have that, like, vantage point. But that'll take us to Casmus.
Try to hit this one right there. But no, just blast.
All right, it will have again 3/4 cover. 18 does just hit.
So that would be 10 damage.
All right, as that definitely does hit. You kind of, it doesn't make any noise other than the thudding of the energy hitting the bones. Anything else for Casmus?
To move away 10, 15. Right there just to get better sight on the other one.
All right. That'll take us to Topsy and Turvy. Topsy will kind of call it, what could you try to climb up? As they start scurrying up the cliff a little bit. Kind of Turvy gives Topsy a boost as they don't quite make it to the top. They're trying to be like a little sneaky about it as they start climbing up. And that'll take us to Rincewind.
I'm gonna point down at the Minotaur and look at Malachar and say, "Hey, pick that battle axe up and put it to good use." And then I'm gonna start heading back towards wherever that dead dwarf was. Because I don't know, did he say anything about stuff being on that?
Did Dargus mention the dead dwarf with the warhammer and two light hammers, kind of like throwing hammers?
It could have been like, oh shit, neat. I'm sorry. Oh shit, neat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he could have easily mentioned it.
Okay,
It was
then
back
I'll
here somewhere.
double back and kind of tuck the two little light hammers in my waistband. And is anybody close to me other than
Jim Jar?
Casmus? Is a little far away. Where? Oh, Dargus is way over there.
He's hiding behind a mushroom.
Yeah, I don't even see him. So, I guess, can I pick up all three of those items?
I would say with your action, yeah. And you can see that it is wearing a full suit of scale mail.
Okay. And then I guess I'll turn and face whatever's been firing at us, so I don't have my back to them, and end my turn.
That'll take us to Weller. Looking rough.
You know, the added commentary is not needed.
Well, I mean, he's... You know Weller looks rough.
Yeah, he does.
Taking
He
a
does.
beating.
God, I really got to come up with a solution for ranged guys. Do. Let's figure some
Well,
stuff
Rincewind just picked
out.
up some hammers that could be thrown.
The battle axe that the Minotaur was wielding, is that a two-handed weapon?
It is a great axe for sure.
Oh, great axe. Okay.
Big old two-handed weapon that does 1d12 damage.
I thought that was a battle axe. It's just a great axe, or it's a great axe.
It is a great axe, yeah. It looks small in
Oh.
the Minotaur's hand, but it's still a large two-handed axe.
Okay.
I would like to pick that up if I could.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. 15.
If the compendium's working, go ahead and drag over a battle axe or a great axe to your sheet whenever you get a second.
Yeah, let's let me I'll do my movement first. So that's 5 up there. That's 15 across. That's 20.
Gonna try to hide
That's
behind Dargus, who's
25.
hiding.
I'm gonna hide on the other side of them. That should be 30. Would get me right around to here.
Yeah.
And I'm not hiding. I'm taking cover.
You can use your action to hide if you want.
The action wouldn't be getting the weapon.
Nah, that you can pick, like, because Rincewind picked up 3 weapons and, like, put them away, that would use his action. But if
Okay.
you can easily grab a great axe and just start chugging along behind the mushroom.
Fantastic. We're gonna do that then.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check then.
Stealth check. Let me turn off my whisper because I was expecting a death save. Back on normal and stealth. There we go.
All right, you feel pretty hidden. You don't know. You never know. We'll find out. I'll take us to Jim Jar, who's going to loose a shot with his hand crossbow. Hitting one of them for 4 points of piercing damage. And look to both Weller and Dargus. You all took the best hiding spot. And runs over to the cliff and just kind of back to it as he hand crossbow starting to load another bolt in, looking upward. Taking us to Dargus. What's a Dargus do? Besides being
I'm gonna
muted?
take a step out of cover
All
just so I
right.
can get a clearer shot, and once again grab my little tools here and put together another ray of frost up at one of them.
All right. Top or bottom?
Can I tell which one's looking a little worse for wear?
They
Yeah.
look like
All right.
bones.
Fair.
Let's say bottom.
All right. A 21 will hit.
Okay.
For
6 points of cold.
6 points of cold damage as it gets all frosty up there. You can tell that it is still standing, but bones and ice shatter up there. It's hard to tell from down there.
All right, and then I'm just going to move myself back into cover, and then my turn.
All right, that'll take us to Malakar.
Let's see. I will cast Sacred Flame again.
All right. Same one, top one or bottom one?
I will go top one. Let's see.
All right, this time getting a 4 on its dexterity save. So go ahead and roll me some damage with your Sacred Flame. This purplish red flame just consumes the skeleton as its body clatters to the ground. And you can see the short bow or whatever kind of bow it has in its hand falls kind of down the side of the cliff there. Anything else for Malakar?
Would it cost an action to go over to Weller and toss him my hand crossbow and bolt?
I'd say nah, you can do that if you want.
Okay.
That's
Going
that's
to
simple enough. And he'll
run
have
over to
he'll have
him.
to reciprocate receiving it, you know.
Right. But I will hand him those since I don't need them really.
Fair enough.
I like to imagine that Weller just slaps him out of the air. He doesn't reciprocate.
Fair enough.
Keep your shit.
It's like, I need to do something about this range problem. I don't want your ranged weapon.
I just wanted people to hear me out. I didn't want answers.
Fair enough. That'll take us to the last skeleton. Who's gonna shoot away at you guys. All right. Kind of following your line, Malakar, it does shoot out at you. You do have cover, so +2 to your AC. So you got a 15 to hit.
And that would just miss.
All right. As it hits the top side of the mushroom, nearly going all the way through, as you see it maybe like a couple of feet away from you, just kind of the tip of the arrow going through the mushroom. It'll take us to Casmus.
So I just blast on the last one. Let's see if anyone hits.
Been rolling good on those Eldritch Blast so far.
14.
14 is going to be a miss as it hits the side of the cliff there.
That's
I'd
gonna
say
be
it
it
was
for,
rolling good on him.
Yeah,
It's because I said it.
that's gonna be it for me. You stay right there.
That'll take us to Topsy and Turvy, who slide up top, kind of like creep over top, and you would just see them stabbing McStabbing. Yeah. As Topsy would kind of give a thumbs up over the top, you hear bones kind of clattering. Turvy would call out, "Yeah, we did it. You guys fucking sucked at getting him. We finished it." And that's where we'll end combat. As you guys are, the quietness of this area is kind of deafening almost in here, aside from the light, a little bit of water in here, and events when you can kind of faintly hear that fire come from over the cliff. As Topsy would call out, "There's a little fire up here. I don't know why it's going."
I mean, it's gonna attract attention no matter what, but we need fire anyway if we're gonna cook this mushroom. Here, Malakar, why don't you try this out? And I'm gonna hand him the warhammer.
All right.
After he's trying to hand
Thank you.
Weller this hand crossbow, Weller kind of shoos it away, and you hand him this warhammer, which good dwarf.
Weller will take the hand crossbow. That was Josh joking. Weller will accept it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And speaking of which, does anyone need a short sword?
Nah,
It's a
everyone who
warhammer.
wanted one got one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just
I
put that on
can't.
my
I can't even use a short sword.
What? Really?
No,
I'm not proficient in martial.
nope. He's a warlock.
Aren't short swords simple?
No.
They're martial weapons.
Hmm.
The closest thing would be a mace.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have.
How about a big steel bar? We got one of those floating around.
As yeah. What are you guys up to? Everyone else kind of like looks through, kind of checks themselves over. Really, the only ones who got hurt besides you guys was Jim Jar.
Let's take a look at.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's take a look at the skeletons. See if they had any kind of stuff on them. Start investigating the area.
And
Yeah.
just to clear up my inventory, how many bolts do I get from Malakar?
I have 19.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Dark is gonna just yell up to Topsy and Turvy. You guys want to look around and see if there's anything cool up there or anything useful? Just asking them to search some more while they're up there, see if there's anything, like I said, useful for anything.
Oh, because I'm
Topsy will call. There's a broken cart up here. Well, most of one. It's got a wheel
What?
at least.
Check it out, see if there's anything good inside. I
Empty.
noticed. Wow. All right. I noticed over here looks like some other debris and stuff. I want to search around this area, see if there's anything good.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Well, you know, I'll give you advantage because everyone's kind of picking over things.
Ugh. Got a 15.
All right, with a 15. Aside from that dwarven figure who, with the warhammer, the hammers, and the suit of scale mail, half buried in here, you do see a elven skeleton. Well, you assume it's elven because it's kind of more lithe and human-sized. Maybe a little shorter. Rotten and worn, but it does look like it has a set of dirty chainmail, which has a little bit of lichen growing on it, along with a longsword.
Oh, nice. So I'm gonna definitely pick up the chainmail and brush off the stuff and
It needs a good cleaning. Like, it is growing in it. But aside from that, each of the skeletons has one of the two up top had short bows. And each of them had a quiver. One had 19 arrows and the other had 12, if anyone wants a short bow. And Rusty.
Yeah, sure. I'll switch to a short bow instead of a hand crossbow. I think.
I can use a short bow, so guess must still take one.
How can you use a short
Anyone
bow?
what?
It's a simple
Short
weapon.
bow is simple?
Yeah.
Simple range weapon.
Interesting.
Short bow.
The more you know.
The long bow is martial.
Is any of the skeletons around here wearing anything heavier than a chain shirt, armor?
Well, that's what as you guys were looking around, you did find there was the set of scale mail that the dwarf was wearing, and then the suit of chain mail, which a kind of dirty fungus covered that Dargus found.
So you guys are frontliners. I'll give you guys that gear. So if Weller and Malachar, if you guys want the chainmail and the splint mail, that's probably our strongest stuff that we've just found.
Scale mail.
Oh,
Scale mail is medium, where chain mail is heavy.
I have a chain shirt already.
Scale mail is 1 AC better, but it does impede disadvantage on dex saves. Or on stealth checks,
check.
I should say, yeah. And chainmail just gives you a flat 16 AC.
Gotcha.
If you have dexterity disadvantages, chainmail will be better for you.
Quiver.
Does Malachar have anything yet, armor-wise?
Chain
I have a chain shirt.
Okay, you got the same thing I do then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all got changed shirts at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, I think
So
you guys want the big stuff, the two big things. I think that's probably the best move.
I grabbed studded leather armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so did I.
Because you're a stud.
Yeah, because you're a stud.
would it be better to take the chainmail or the scale mail?
For you, chainmail.
Chainmail? Okay.
And depending on Weller's dexterity. Weller, what's your dex?
15.
The scale mail would be better for you then.
Oh, right.
Because essentially it'll just be one more AC better than the chain shirt you're wearing.
Roger that.
Is anybody
Which
taking the longsword?
No, none of the other. It seems like Topsy, Turvy, and Jimdar all have like short swords, and they're happy with that. Bupido is picking through the bones and trying to makeshift a new kind of fish hook. Essentially, a large fish hook is what he wants to make because his last one got melted away by fungi or by the slime, the ooze.
Which quiver does Rincewind take? The one with 19 or 12?
Arrows?
Yeah, there's two quivers.
I'll take the 12.
Take the 12,
For now.
okay. I'll take
Well,
the
I mean,
one.
wait, you've got Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got. Yeah, you probably better with
He
the
doesn't even
with the
really
19.
need the bow.
I'm just
Right.
using it in case.
You never know.
Well, I mean, why don't I top off one of the quivers with 20 and you
Yeah.
can hold a backup quiver.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I gotta get
11.
11, and you get 20. All right, perfect.
Does anyone need this chain shirt? Because if not, I'll just drop it, I guess.
Yep, already got one.
Yeah, same.
What are you using for weapon right now, Malakar?
The Warhammer that Rincewind handed me. And I've got a short sword as well that I don't really need at the moment.
I think he might be the only one that might benefit from the longsword.
It's the same thing as the Warhammer, just flavor.
Yeah, I'll take whichever one you don't want to use because they're versatile. So
Right, you can two-hand them if you don't have a shield, and do a little
Anybody-
more damage.
If anybody
Do
wants
you
a
have a
fun little-
preference, Rincewind?
actually, I'll take the longsword if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
if anybody wants a fun little grammatical Roll20 thing, and Malakar may have seen it too, because I had the chain shirt, and I'm assuming because I dragged the scale mail over, I got a warning message in my inventory.
Your
But it says
AC is not
warning.
right.
So if you
AC,
uncheck
but it says
the
warning. AC is not incorrect.
right,
Oh,
it's just letting you know
so,
you've got
so
two,
that means
two
my
things
AC
that
is
are-
correct.
Yeah, it's just letting you know that you got two things that are wanting to mess with your AC, and it'll take the highest one.
But it says it's not incorrect.
And like if as Malakar kind of tries to like anybody want this, and just kind of starting to throw it down, Jim's like, whoa, 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 well, it's with money.
Are you gonna sell it?
Well, we're hoping to get a boat,
mean,
right?
We're heading to a town, aren't we? He's got a point.
that's true.
Some of you all might need to see
Sure.
a smith to get
All
those
right.
those manacles and collars off.
Here, give it to me. I got a bag of holding now. Let me just stuff it in here.
All right, that'll work.
What's that?
I think, yeah, I'll hand it
Ah.
to you.
You've got a what?
Oh, I got this bag here. It'll hold stuff.
So I'll take
You
it
just
just,
watch.
it's just full of surprises.
Well, that's nothing special. I can do this kind of shit.
All right, might be useful to keep around, eh?
This is me remembering that I had a shield in my inventory.
But as you guys are kind of picking things over, maybe eventually making your way up to where there is a fire going. That'll be a good spot for us to take a little 5-10 minute break. And we'll be back here in, I don't know, say 11 o'clock at the latest. And that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds
And I'm gonna keep do I have like a long bone that I can just keep like as a rod? Just like I'm not gonna use like as a quarterstaff or anything like that, but just more like as a rod that I could.
I would say
Walk
with the
with it.
15, yeah, absolutely. You can find bones and stuff in here if you want to use for things. A lot of them are rotten. But yeah, if you want to take some bones.
Does he?
Yeah, more like just as a walking stick type of thing. Nothing
Yeah.
that I would use for it. Yeah, there's no just rod. There's
Do
a.
you want
Wizard
my
staff,
rusted iron
basically.
bar?
Yeah,
How long's the bar? What do you think?
It's like a big club. Like a piece of rebar. It's probably make a good walking stick. It's like
Okay.
8 pounds though.
Yeah, the bone's gonna be light. That's the thing. I can't carry very much. I am a weak dwarf.
Whoops. Yeah, it was a good
And
roll
you
with it.
smack Dargus upside the head with it.
Yeah.
That was clutch using that. Could have been real bad if you didn't
Yeah,
hit that thing twice for that.
Yeah.
that came in handy.
You did some good damage with that thing.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I can't use the longsword. So Malakar, if you want the longsword, go ahead.
you can have both.
It's
You can't use it?
well, I can,
It's a strength,
but
based.
it's not. It's a strength based, and I'm finesse. I
You'll
use
be
that.
better with
Warhammer?
better with the short sword.
right.
Can you
Yeah.
use the Warhammer?
He can use it,
Nope.
but it's still
I can use it.
strength based, so he'd have
Right.
Gotcha.
yeah, he'll
Have
hit
to
more
use
often.
dex-based weapons:
Yeah.
short sword, rapier, whip,
Scimitar,
scimitar, short bow.
dagger.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll take our little break there, and we'll see you guys here in a few.
Dargus, did you want
All
that
right.
rusted iron bar?
All right.
I'll just take it out of my inventory.
No, I'm just gonna keep
Just toss it.
bone staff.
Okay. No, if you don't want it, I'm going to keep it. It
Yeah.
came in
Oh yeah,
handy.
keep it.
All right. See y'all in a few.
So yeah, welcome back to our Out of the Abyss session, back from our break, and we're gonna hop right back into it. Last we left off, the group with escaped prisoners traversed across a boneyard where they got assaulted by skeletons and were scavenging about after their interaction with them. And that's where we're going to pick up, with you guys scavenging about, finding some things, and every now and then, as you're kind of looking about, any of the skulls that aren't broken, you would occasionally see a light flicker of greenish yellow light come from within the eyes of skull. Not really moving or anything, but just kind of like something's there beneath almost.
I had a thought with some of these mushrooms that like to grow in heat. Do you think it would be possible with these have any sort of property that I could use to make something more offensive with it, between arcana knowledge and alchemist supply proficiency, and kind of grinding into some sort of dust? I don't know if it could like explode. A weak one.
These are not.
Not something like that.
These are not torch stalks. These are.
Okay. That's something at least look out for then.
Yeah. Which ones are these? The fire lichen. Usually these kind of spread around and are just kind of called fire lichen because they grow near warm spots. And it does seem a little warm in here. And they also kind of make a kind of spicy flavor to them. So you might be able to make like some pepper spray or something like that. I don't know.
I could maybe work with some pepper spray. I'm going to take a little bit of that, and then when we make camp, I'm going to try and use my regular hammer and see if I can just kind of make. Oh, that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to grab. You said there's a skull.
There's plenty of skulls. In fact,
I'm going to grab one.
As you're kind of looking through here, a number of them do look like Minotaur skeletons.
I'm going to definitely take at least one skull, throw it into the bag of holding. But between it and my hammer, I'll always have like a makeshift mortar and pestle.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and give me a survival check to try and harvest some fire lichen.
Yeah. Only a 6.
The big 6. Every time you go to grab it, you don't have your gloves that you would need, and you're not necessarily used to harvesting Underdark flora. Your hands immediately start to kind of burn, not to the point of like, oh, you take damage, but like you ever handle spicy peppers and you have cuts on your fingers? Like, that is the worst thing ever in the world. So every little bit kind of gets under your fingernails, and you can't successfully harvest this without sustaining any real injury.
You said that these could be fermented and turned into a liquor.
Yeah, often they are. And you do see Dargus kind of trying to collect it, and like every time he gets his hands in trying to fold up some of the lichen, it just kind of like his fingers back away instinctually. Like touching a hot oven almost.
Can I try to help him grab some?
I will allow one more survival check.
Oh, the suspense.
Can I help him with that?
Can he
Well,
help me help him?
I would say at this point, no. Because, like, only, like, at most, I'll only allow 2 people to try. And then it's like,
Sure.
they're kind of tearing it up as they're trying to, like, they grab it, burn their fingers, try and grab some more, burn their fingers. And, like, every time they grab some, it just kind of, like, not disintegrates, but it's a careful process of harvesting the fire lichen. One that they are not used to doing.
We do have some anyway, because when Rinsman grabbed some earlier. Is that what we grabbed for food, or?
The stuff you grabbed for food wasn't the fire lichen.
Oh, it was something different.
That was the ripple bark.
Oh, okay.
And you do notice a small pool in here. Jim Jar would... How much you want to bet there's something nasty lurking in that pond over there?
You want to go and look?
Yeah,
If you think there's something inside.
Not me. Just gonna sit by the see what Topsy and Turvy are up to. Don't want to leave them alone for too long.
Hey, Shoe Shark, go taste that water.
Oh. Okay. He just kind of looks towards you and towards the water. And just kind of like nonchalantly walks over, looks in the water, and just dunks his whole face into the water. Because he's a fish. You would see some like bubbles coming up as he's waterboarding himself upside down. And then his head splashes back up. Oh, it's quite warm. As his face does look a little bit red. But it tastes
Clean
fine.
and stuff.
It is murky. I don't think this was sourced from the Dark Lake.
Did you see any creatures lurking in there? That would be pretty nasty, like Jim Jar said.
I did not. And he looks to Jim Jar as he says that.
Jim Jar, you owe me 5 gold.
Oh, we didn't wager anything. Also, you said you didn't want money.
I changed my mind.
Can I cast Shape Water?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to bring up about a caraffe's amount of water, so maybe a gallon or maybe 2 liters, I guess. And just kind of like spin it in the air so that like the impurities are like centrifuged out of it.
Give me
And-
Oof. Just give me a straight wisdom check to try and get rid of any impurities. Because essentially you're trying to do a first level spell with a cantrip. But I'm not going to say it won't work. I'm going to say it can work.
My man's playing 4D chess over here.
Not gonna work.
With a natural 1, what you end up doing, trying to get the impurities out, you end up almost kind of combining the impurities even more as it just becomes this muddy ball of water.
Gross.
Where are we going to store it in anyway?
I don't know. Make a Boy Scout cup with your hands. Have a drink on me.
So what I'm going to do is
I'll just let that one go and let it splash to the ground and try to pick up another, but not spin it this time. And
Yeah, and it
take a
does.
sip.
It looks a little murky, but it's not. It's warm. If you take a sip, it does kind of have a slight sulfuric taste to it. Like,
So if we get some, if we get something to carry some water in, when we make camp, I can purify.
And boil it.
Would purify food and drink take it enough to make that kind of water potable?
it
I don't think
would
so.
if you had something to carry it in.
Sure. If we figure that one out, we'll
Well,
do
my
that.
man's got a bag of holding.
Yeah, you can just
Surely
fill
we
your
can
bag
get
with
water
water.
in it.
Just
Wow.
fill up the bag with water, and then there it goes.
Got 480 pounds of water.
And one Warhammer.
Well, I'm going to grab actually just a couple. So let's just say I just got a couple skulls in there because one of my other infusions, if I want to switch it out later, is I can make an alchemy jug,
Mm-hmm.
which we need to also get fresh water out of that or some other things. I can do that too. I think I can use the skull as a jug.
You could definitely try to fashion it into a jug.
Okay.
You can certainly
You
try.
can always. That's the thing. You can always try. There's no guarantees in this game, but you can definitely try.
I just like to imagine him with a bag of holding full of water and a warhammer, like he's a well-armed camel.
Yep.
And the extra chain shirt.
Yeah.
Well-armed and well-dressed
And
camel.
rope.
Yeah, and some rope. Oh, actually, wait. I need to switch out some spiky things so I don't have it.
Right, we left the rope there. We never tried to get the rope off of the.
Dargus
Oh, I
still
still
has
have one. I
his.
still have
Yeah.
50 feet of rope. I never
Yeah,
used
I just
mine.
used my rope.
Yeah.
I still have rope
mine.
too.
I was gonna say I think a few of us took rope thing.
It was
Yeah.
literally just Casmus's rope that got used.
Yeah.
Let's do some trades. If you guys want me to carry the rope, I need somebody actually to take the caltrops and the iron spike so I don't accidentally break this bag.
It'll be fine.
Oh man, I'll take the caltrops.
All right, so you got a bag of 20, or well, you need to keep them in something because I used the bag, the caltrops to make the bag of holding.
Oh
You
shit!
gotta have
So you're just
caltrops.
like pouring a
You need
handful of
separate
caltrops.
bag.
Is that like one piercing damage that I'm taking now, getting this handful of caltrops?
Do you have it?
Just going, ow, ow,
We
ow,
had
ow,
it. Somebody
ow.
else did have a bag of caltrops too, didn't they?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you just stuff them
I
all
think
into
so.
one bag?
I'd say you can. It would be a little cumbersome, but yeah,
Okay.
there's probably some holes in it at this point.
All right, so I'm
All
going
right.
to take out my bag of caltrops. And does anybody want to hold the iron? Actually, I'll just move the iron spikes out of the bag. I'm going to because I've been using that as like.
The iron spikes
Nice.
came with their own bag. Like they each had a bag.
Oh,
The
okay.
caltrops and
Oh,
the
that's
spikes.
inside. So they're in their own bag. Do you guys? Who else has rope? You guys want me to carry the rope and just save the weight?
I have some silk rope. Who doesn't have rope right now? Because in my inventory it says I have 2.
It's
Well,
because
I
they're
have two as
it's because
well.
they're 100 pound. They're 50.
50 feet?
50 feet each, and you have 100 planks of 100 feet.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's why it says 2.
Okay, I've got rope. I've got caltrops.
Jim Jar called out over the cavern as he's kind of up with Topsy and Turvy where the fire is next to this cart, which you can kind of see if you get close to the water. Like, are you camping here tonight? Looks like there's water here at least.
How late in the day do we think it is?
You're about halfway through the day, maybe a little more.
Do we camp out there, guys, or?
I think
Oh, we
probably
were
a
best friends.
short rest is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, we'll take a breather.
They're short. Well, we could take a short rest and keep going.
Yeah, maybe keep moving forward.
All right. You guys can easily take a short rest here. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do with your hit dice and whatnot. Shushar kind of lightly mentions, I was hoping to find some water orbs in the shallow water, but I think the water is too hot.
Spell slots come back on long rest, right?
Correct. unless
Okay.
you're a warlock.
Gotcha.
There we go.
But you guys get your short rest in, healing up what needs to be healed, and continue on the day.
From a clarification point,
Yeah.
just RP wise,
Yeah.
is Weller aware that Rincewind is the one that healed him, helped him up?
I would say, yeah. Your eyes would come to and you'd see Rincewind backing away.
During the short rest at some time,
Yeah.
I'd walk over to him and punch him hard in the shoulder and just kind of nod at him and then walk away.
Fair enough.
You did this before I spent my hit dice, right?
You don't do any damage to him.
Like, ow! I mean, I'll nod, but not really say anything. Well, I still owe Malakar because I accidentally shot him in the ear.
It's all good.
Just a new piercing.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
sorry about that.
Yeah, can I hang some? Can I grab like a bone or something and like hang it from the ear hole?
Absolutely. But yeah, putting a bone in your ear for kind of a mark of this battle. You guys get your short rest and continue the journey. At this point, I will need a stealth check from Casmus, as he is the one that is kind of not attempting to cover your tracks necessarily, but kind of cover your tracks. Because he took the job for camouflaging.
11.
With an 11. All right. Traveling on through the day. You know what? Casmus, roll me a d20. All right, with a 9. The rest of your travel, until at least you feel tired, it goes by uneventfully through this network of caves as Weller and Shushar are kind of navigating, and Jimjar the forefront, sneaking around, doing his best to scout ahead, avoid any dangers, as it's this ever-winding maze of darkened tunnels. Occasionally you'll see some light, and even to those of you with dark vision, aside from Weller, this is uncomfortable periods of darkness and uncomfortable periods of low light coming from the occasional luminescent moss, or oddly enough, sometimes you would see even these rocks that would glow off in the distance in the ceiling and whatnot. But eventually you do kind of look to come for a resting spot. Jimjar alerts you that he's found a kind of hidey hole to get a good actual rest in. And it does have a little bit of light within it. And kind of like motions towards it. You can see it's a small cave, just big enough for all 10 of you, with a little bit of bioluminescent fungi within. It doesn't look to be the edible variety. And you would all get a message in your heads. Oh, these don't look very friendly. From Stool.
They don't look friendly.
No,
He's what?
They look. They don't look right.
You think we need to be moving on?
That's what I'm. That's
They just don't look right. It doesn't look like home.
Do they look
Do they-
dangerous or unfamiliar?
Yeah.
Are you asking him, or are you asking
Yes,
yourself?
I am. I'm asking him.
I don't know. They look different and weird.
Can I take a closer look, see if I examine them, see if I can figure out what they are or anything like that?
Give me a nature check.
12.
A 12. You are not exactly sure what these are. I'd say with a 12, they look kind of like nightlights, which are fungus that if you touch them, they go out for a few minutes, and then you touch them again, they can turn on. Essentially like a tapper switch for a lamp. But I don't know, something does look different about them. You can't put your finger on it.
Because if you put your finger on it, it would turn out.
Or shouldn't.
Right.
Little Dad's getting weirded out by these things. I think we keep moving.
we keep moving. But we can't keep moving further up until we reach the lake. However far that is.
Turvey will kind of point out, like, don't be wimps. It's just fucking mushrooms.
A Jim Jar. I bet you won't go touch one of those.
What do you bet?
What do you want?
What do you have? He'll say,
What
do you got?
What do you want me to have? We two could play this game. My inventory says I have 5 gold. Do I actually have 5 gold?
There was money on a table at one point. I don't know if anybody picked any up.
I think I took that. I think that's the 36 Ethereum that I have.
That sounds about right. I'll take that chain shirt. You're not using it. I'll go touch it.
Does he not have a chain shirt of his own already?
I'll give you.
Jim Jar's
Yeah,
not
but
wearing
he-
any armor.
I'll give you the chain shirt if you go lick it.
Did you say lick it?
Give me a
Yes,
give me a,
wicked.
give me a persuasion check.
Ah, damn it.
I'm not gonna
Jim
lick
Jar,
it. The deal was
Jim Jar,
to-
do not lick the weird mushroom.
No, not for a chain shirt. I'll touch it though.
All right, go touch it.
He holds out his hand to shake.
I'm gonna take a few steps, making sure I'm away from him whatever happens.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
All right. Kind of smiles up at you brightly, and then like proudly goes and walks over to this mushroom. Looks back at you, holding his hand over the mushroom, and just pokes it. And this array of lights would just kind of echo out from it towards other mushrooms, kind of like they're all lighting up and unlighting all at once. As they're communicating to each other as it's like strobe lights, essentially. And
Rude sandstorm starts playing.
tell you what, Weller, roll me a D100.
Oh Lord. There you go.
And Jim
It's
Jar,
going to be really good or really bad.
these lights kind of glow and fiercely around like Jim Jar's hand and face as he falls down. I told you they're not friendly mushrooms.
Yeah, seems like the little guy was right.
Jimjar just plops down on the ground.
Uh,
I'm gonna go over to him and examine
Yeah.
if he's.
Can we
Alive.
check on him?
Give me a medicine check.
I make no movement towards him.
At 15.
He is alive. He's just passed the fuck out.
You're carrying him.
well. So do we sleep here or do we keep going?
I mean, as long as we don't touch the mushrooms, we should be fine.
I mean, so far, do we know if there's anything else that's gonna come out of?
Jim Jar, let's just go find the next cave. Let's keep walking down.
He's still passed
Be all
out.
right.
Yeah, you're talking to someone that's unconscious.
Yep.
No. I'm saying it to the group. Come on. I'm saying grab Jim Jar. You pick him up. You carry him. You bet him to do that. Let's go. He's smaller than me. You'll be fine.
He's about the same size as Dargus.
Yeah.
No, you
Are we
guys
moving
do?
Along?
Are you
I'd say
moving along?
Shushar's really.
All right,
Shushar's
let's-
really
Other than the
strong, so he can
mushrooms, this
carry
does
him
look
easily.
like a good hideout space, essentially.
How many mushrooms are we talking about that illuminated
Uh,
in sequence?
There'd probably be some that you didn't even see before on the ceiling, like covering most of the ceiling and some of the walls in here and a little bit of the ground. A lot, like a good few dozen.
So best case, we camp here. No one touches the mushrooms. Worst case, Jim Jar just set off some sort of alarm.
Very true.
Yeah, I think our
I didn't
best
even
bet is
think
to
about
find
that.
another place.
I'll throw Jim Jar over my shoulder.
Let's find another cave.
Hey, who's looking for the other cave? Because it was Jim Jar.
He was our scout, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
I say I'm not stealthy at all, so I would not be good at scouting.
It's gonna be a survival check.
Oh, I got you.
I can go look.
Not
You
good at
can't
survival.
No, you can't see.
But Rincewind can't see.
I mean, are we still in dim light? Are those things glowing or not?
In this room they're glowing.
Yeah, but once we get out and back onto
Yeah.
whatever.
The path, the caves that you were in, yeah.
I like what Malachar said. Shushar is strong, right?
I'll go up front. I mean, I can at least see, and I at least have a decent survival. I at least have my little bone walking stick ahead of me to
Okay.
feel to make sure I'm not,
All
hitting
right.
into anything or
Give me-
crashing,
Give me,
setting
a,
off any trap.
give me a survival check. And roll me a d22 for funsies.
First is
I mean,
survival.
Do you want an escort?
Yeah, stay close. Where is it? This one.
Is it too late to cast guidance on him?
I would say yes, it is too late. As
Damn, I
after
keep
after he
forgetting I
rolled.
have that.
Well, I could just run and roll another, what is it, D4? I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, but if you ask for it after the fact. But yeah. A 16, not bad. With an 11. Traveling on for another 30, 40 minutes or so. Hard to tell time down here in the caves. Carrying Jim Jar. You do eventually find what looks to be crossing a small stream, like an overgrown area of moss, almost like a curtain into a small cavern about 20 feet by 30 feet. It does have, I would say, Rincewind, after being led here, it does kind of have a smell to it. Like a stink.
Can I
know what you're
investigate for
saying?
any generally unsafe stuff?
Give me a. It would just be a perception check, just to glance around, see if you notice anything unusual.
Yeah. Only 6.
Looks safe to you.
At least no weird glowing mushrooms in this one.
There's no weird glowing mushroom. In fact, it's pitch black inside. And there might be some mushrooms on the outside of it, but that curtain of moss kind of keeps any light outside.
Do I know what that smell is?
Give me a nature check. The 15.
Ooh, that smell.
It kind of smells like wet dog. Stinky wet dog.
So, is this cave
Mixed with a tinge of iron.
And a dash of initiative. Real weird.
You never know.
So is this cave
But
good or?
I would say with that 15, it is faint, Rincewind, and kind of reminds you of gnolls, which aren't usually down here, but
Okay. It smells musky or musty in here.
yeah.
I think that this cave has been occupied if it isn't already. It's not really strong, so it could be that it's been a long time since anything was here, or it could be that it's a lot further deeper in the cave. I can't really tell. But if we're gonna stay here, we need to keep a watch.
Do we take the risk?
Mm.
I feel
Look
like
around some more first, see if we can find any other clues to occupants within here. Or at least maybe see if somebody's been here more recently.
What do you want to do with Jim Jar?
We'll regain consciousness soon enough, I'm sure.
Turvey would say probably could have just left him there. Curiosity kills more than cats.
Can
I mean,
any of
how
us
is he
see in
gonna
this
pay
cave
up?
right here?
What was that, Malachi?
It's like because you said it was pitch black. Are any of us able to see in this?
Yeah.
To see how deep it goes?
Everyone
Okay.
except for Rincewind is able to see well into
Okay.
this cave. Yeah, it's just this like 20 by 30 foot cave with stalagmites and stalactites in it, but there's enough room on the floor for you guys to bed down in if you want. It just has this musty smell in it.
All right, I
Um,
guess we just take the risk.
I just investigate this moss is hanging down and make sure there's nothing special about it or weird about it itself.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Oh, only 7.
It looks like moss.
But it is like blackout, like it's keeping any light from outside.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah.
All right, then.
It should keep light in if we make a fire. Then.
Yeah, I was gonna say just to investigate a little bit better. I want to pick up like just a small rock or something and put in another magical tinkering to make it give off some light. So give off like 5 feet of light and just use that to get a better view walking around if there's any other signs of inhabitants.
What's the range of my dancing lights cantrip?
I think 30 feet, maybe 60 feet. But yeah, looking around the cave and even with your dancing lights, in this small rock emanating a little bit of light. This cave looks like it might have been, like I said, like it's empty. Like there's a little bit of rubble in there, but nothing, no sign other than the smell of anything in this cave. Seems
All right.
safe.
What's the floor like? Is it wet, dry?
It's a little moist, but it's not. There are some dry spots. Like there are stalagmites and stalactites, dripping occasionally. And there's that stream on the other side of the moss where the moss is kind of like reaching into almost. Small stream.
Okay.
Gnolls are pretty gnarly creatures, right?
Kind of. Rincewind didn't mention the gnolls, but
I didn't. I just said there's something. I mean,
yeah. Like I would say to the rest of you, it kind of smells like wet dog, but
Okay. So we've got a curtain of moss that is preventing light from coming in, and we're assuming from going out. So I'll do the dancing lights to try to illuminate it a little bit in here.
Yeah.
For Rincewind.
As
It says
your-
range 120 feet.
Well,
Is
there
that
you go. You can it.
Jesus?
Yeah, but they're just small little lights. It doesn't like illuminate a
Right.
ton, but it's enough to
says
like
10-foot
see
radius?
things. Yeah, just
Dim
dim
light.
light.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see colors, and actually, I would say if you'd use the dancing lights around, you would notice that like there are a vast array of colors coming from the stalagmites and stalactites, like a rainbow almost, but it's just pretty.
And on our no, it was on the other sheet. On the different watches that we had signed up for, there was multiple people per watch, right?
There are.
Okay. Ah, there it is.
Jim Jar's not taking first watch.
He is out cold.
Yeah, he's completely out cold.
Topsy and Toby will then take first watch.
I can get first watch.
Yeah, as you guys kind of start assigning watches, Bupido kind of keeping to himself, looking at the colors. One by one, you start to find space in here to actually bed down. There is a creek nearby, a little stream nearby if you want water. Do you have anything to make a fire with?
I don't.
anybody have prestidigitation?
No, what would you be burning?
Good point.
Dim jar.
I can make a fake.
Jar.
I can make an illusion of a fire, but not an actual fire.
I like that.
Can
We
I-
just get
can I
the
just-
idea of being warm?
Can I just like constantly cast Sacred Flame to to cook shit?
So Sacred Flame doesn't actually do fire damage. It's just this light almost.
Gotcha.
So it seems like Dargus, Topsy, and Turvy are cooking without a fire for the evening with the...
Dargus can't make fire? You don't have anything to make
I got
fire,
nothing for
Dargus?
making fire.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. I got
With the
fairy
name
fire.
Fire Forge.
I don't know.
Rub
Kind
some
of need the
sticks
forge to
together?
go with the fire.
Yeah. So Dargus, give me a... Usually it would be an advantage because Topsy and Turvy are helping. Just give me a... Let's say a sleight of hand check to chop up these mushrooms. You're not really cooking them. You can freeze them.
Well, while I'm doing this, can I do as part of the ritual is just purify food and I'm going to give a couple of the skulls like Topsy and Turvy to go collect some water. At least we can have something to drink.
All right.
When they bring it back, at least get the food together with the water, and I'll do the ritual part for purify food and drink. So at least it's all safe for us to vibe.
Oh,
I'll
Flint down here.
roll the sleight of hand. And it's
Right.
no wait.
With
Might
an
be raw,
11.
but it's gonna be.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
It is not bad. It is edible. It's the ripple bark is a little tough to eat, but you all do get food for the evening. It's nothing fancy. There's no seasoning to it. It's clean. The water's clean, especially like even though you're drinking out of skulls. It's clean and potable after casting purify food and drink.
Drinking from the skulls of our enemies.
But it's
Yeah.
the ripple bark kind of reminds you of like hardtack almost, but harder.
I mean, we were in prison, so we had prison food for a while. So
Yeah,
So we
That's
got used
fair.
to it.
this is about the same.
It's not on par.
Just out of curiosity, does the purify food and water, does that actually cost you a spell?
It does.
No, that was like I did it
Oh,
with the
it's-
ritual.
As long as you have it prepared, you can cast it as ritual. So yeah.
Nice. Gotcha.
And as everyone kind of takes their food to their corners of the cave, some start to bed down. Jim Jar's just sleeping through the whole thing. Is there anything you'd like to do before you start watches, or just start watches?
I'm going to do two things. I'm going to start another ritual for detect magic,
Okay.
and then I also want to, so I get while I have the time, I'll just look around. But I also want to investigate these multicolored rocks and the stones and everything like that. See if there's just anything special about the stonework.
Okay.
Not stonework, but the stones themselves.
I know what you mean.
Good call.
Looking around, it's just the way the water is dripped down, and there's little flecks of almost like fool's gold that kind of give that shimmer to it. There is nothing magical in the cave.
No. Ignore that. I hit the wrong
I
button.
mean, you can do that too. And you don't learn anything new. It's definitely interesting to see how the formations are made, but it's nothing exciting or untoward.
Okay.
But going into the first watch, it's your first real night away from prison. Topsy and Turvy kind of keep to themselves a little bit. The stool's staying up. He'll kind of just talk to whoever's listening, you know. Where are you guys from?
Oh, I'm so mad he's not on my watch with me.
Where I'm from.
From a town called Neverwinter.
Around there. I was more south, more around Baldur's Gate from where I was from.
Is it
But yeah,
Neverwinter?
That's just a name.
Oh, what about the gate? Is there a gate there?
there's multiple gates into the city. Yeah,
Oh. Well, there's a big gate where I'm from.
Where's the gate go to?
The Grove of Neverlight. It's never light there, but it's always light. It's pretty cool. I just want to go home. Do you guys want to go home?
I'd like to go home.
I mean, I would like to go home, but if I go back up, there's someone that's probably gonna want to kill me.
Why would they want to kill you if you're going up?
Because they sent me down here to do something that I haven't been able to do.
What do you want to do?
Ain't too sure, but all I remember is being sent to capture someone, and I failed. So if I go back up, they're probably going to be really, really angry at me.
Oh. Well, you're always welcome at the Grove. We'll take whoever comes. It's a friendly place.
That's good to know.
So, how did you get picked up by these drow?
Oh, the one guy picked me up. He's dead now.
No, but I mean, he just picked up you. Weren't you in the grove? What? None of the other ones got picked up?
Well, he came to the Grove and they were talking to him, and then he just picked me up and ran away with me. I'm
Just
I'm
you?
just a little guy, so I can't do nothing.
Is everybody else in the grove like you?
Well, a lot of them are bigger.
But they're mushrooms like you was.
Yeah, kind of, but bigger.
They're just bigger mushrooms.
There's a really, really big one up there.
How big is really, really big?
As big as the biggest mushroom.
Yeah, that's useful.
Stool, have you ever heard of context?
He's just silent.
That's okay, little guy.
I don't know. Well, you want to go home and you don't want to go home. I want to go home.
I mean, I want to go home, but I cannot.
Why can't you?
I just told you why I can't.
Oh. Just don't get killed.
Yeah, you tell that to that person.
Okay.
He probably could burn all of us alive in one snap.
Well, why don't they? This brings up a lot of questions.
You do ask a lot of questions. And questions I don't have the answers to.
Oh. I'm sorry. We should get some answers.
Yeah, he's not the most talkative.
I'm sorry.
And you get used to it.
Well. Okay. I just wanted to check in with you guys. And just kind of like waddles away and curls up next to Shushar.
That was interesting conversation with a mushroom.
Yeah, that was a real first. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a nice guy.
No, he is, but I mean, the philosophical questions, kinda. Like, yeah, I don't have the answers.
So, between you and me, what the hell is trying to kill you? What's going to set us all on fire if it finds you?
No, he's not gonna set all us on fire, but just say that if he really wanted to, he could. My patron. If I go back up without doing my task down here, he's just gonna be really angry at me. He might be angry at me when he finds out I've been captured by the drow. So
He'll just be angry at the drow. Well, y'all got captured. It's not like it's just your fault.
And the way he's gonna see it is it's my fault for letting myself be captured.
Well, he doesn't sound like a very nice guy.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. He's not a nice guy at all.
Who are you supposed to grab?
Some demon. I don't know much.
I thought you didn't know that part.
He knows it was some demon, but he doesn't
Okay.
he doesn't remember how he got captured. That's all I remember much, like some demon, but I don't know much of the details exactly what or where he was. Just that he was down here. So yeah. How did you end up there all the way down here? Dwarf? That's not a Dwargar down here?
I was so back in Neverwinter. When armor, me and my family, we just we make armor and weapons and stuff like that. You remember the chick dwarf Eldith? And she was just
Okay.
she had this job going, and she made a special delivery. She asked for a delivery, so here I come. I bring it. I'm there. Next thing I know, I'm out cold. I wake up. I'm
So
down here.
So they landed a trap. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, me and I guess I don't know. They saw us or something like that. Easy prey or something. I don't know. We weren't, I guess, really looking well enough.
I mean, from the little I've seen, the Drow are not the most liked.
No, they're kind of dicks.
They keep down here, and when you see them up in the up above, they keep to themselves.
Well, the one we walk around with seems okay. He just gets hit a lot.
I guess he's unlucky
Real unlucky, like.
or lucky, depending on how you see it. Yeah. Anyways, I don't see anything around this tiny little cave we found.
We'll just keep watching.
And
Wait till the
just,
next guy's turn.
just hope Jim Jar is all right after that little incident. But I'll be honest, it was kind of funny.
He's just passed the fuck out. Well, as you continue your watch in the darkness, I guess a little bit of light that Dargus is making with his little tinker tool. End up waking up Malakar and Weller, as well as Shushar. Topsy and Turvy just pass out after 2 hours. They don't even bother waking someone up. But Weller and Malakar, is there anything you'd like to do on your watch?
Am I supposed to be on second and third watch?
You only need 4 hours of sleep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is there anything you two would like to do? Along with Shushar. Shushar just kind of half meditating, keeping an eye open. Just quietly. Or do you two just pass the time silently? It's up to you.
All Malakar's gonna do is just sit and still try to figure out what happened to get him where he's at now.
Fair enough. nothing really comes to mind, and just kind of replaying it over and over again. But as you two, along with Shushar, kind of uneventful watch goes by quietly. Shushar will kind of like yawn a little bit, give a nod to Weller, as well as Malakar, but mostly to Weller because Weller's going to be staying up still, and he goes to wake up Bupido. As Bupido gets up and starts kind of carving into that bone that he found yesterday, occasionally looking up towards the entryway, and occasionally looking at Weller and the rest of the troops sleeping. But quietly, he's not as talkative as Stool. Not as talkative as... Seems like ever since you left the Drow camp, he's been quieter and quieter.
I was going to say, that seems unusual for him. You seem pretty talkative in the camp.
Do you mention it to him? It's up to you.
No.
Alright. Standing by watch, eventually you do wake. Jimjar comes to, eventually. Looking over it, Weller kind of yawns. Where's my 5 gold? Hey? I did it.
No, it was a chain shirt.
Oh, yep, that's right. Yeah, it'll be 5 gold later. Cough it
I'll
up.
give him the chain shirt.
He kind of rolls it up, puts it in a little pouch that he has.
Was that the chain shirt that I had put in the bag of holding? Or was that a different one?
No, that was Malakar's.
That one was mine.
Oh, it was your old one. Okay.
Oh, pleasure doing business. Happily do it again. I won.
If you call that winning.
So who am I taking watch with? Oh, I thought I was going to take first watch.
No, you're pretty concussed, so why don't you just chill out for a little bit and I'll take the 4th watch.
Yeah, I'm good. I can stay up. I'm fit as a fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes work like they've never worked before.
That's gibberish.
What?
You always work like they've never worked before. But
Well, they didn't work a bit after the lights, but yeah.
alright. Well,
Kind of stretches like he just got the best rest of his life. Where we at? We're not in that cave. Alright. Different. And he just kind of keeps watch the rest of the night quietly, unless Rincewind has anything to ask of him.
not really. I mean, he just proved he's a huge idiot. by touching that mushroom, so I mean I'm not really going to engage all that much with him.
Fair enough. The watch goes by uneventfully, and you all get your actual long rest in. And you all have some leftover mushroom to eat in the morning. Going on to your second day. Kind of everyone a little weary, from you just slept on, dirt. You had been sleeping on dirt. It is rough. But you're alive and better than you were 8 hours ago. Waking up, is there anything you'd like to do before heading off into the morning? Or morning, night, whatever time of day it is. You're unsure. Or just kind of go through the motions.
I mean, pack up camp, kind of,
Well, there's not much to
try
back
to
up.
Yeah, I was
make it
about to say
look
that.
like there wasn't anybody here. I don't want to leave any evidence or anything as much as
Okay.
possible.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Try and hide evidence. Yeah. After about like 15 or so minutes kind of dusting the place, you don't even see your footprints in this space.
And let's start heading towards the Dark Lake.
All right. Heading on through more tunnels and caverns. Crossing better part of the morning uneventfully. As Jimjar starts leading through a larger, maybe like 15, 20 foot wide cave, maybe 20 foot high ceilings, kind of leading you into the space. All of a sudden, out of a little crevice, behind Jimjar and in front of Weller and Malakar, you would notice and hear the crumbling of stone as two large bipedal, almost like a cross between a beetle and a bird and a mole, with large hooks for arms, just start kind of like trudging through in the middle of this cave with very fast pace, going like across, kind of like they make eye contact with you guys for a moment. What do you guys do?
Weller's gonna kind of hold up a hand, like stop signal to the rest of the party, and just kind of drop down to a knee and observe.
All right. I don't know if this will show you guys the picture. Do you guys see a picture on there?
No, those look
Yes.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's not fun at all.
'Cause our viewers won't be able to see them, but they are hook horrors. Yeah, big beaks, large scythe-like talons that they're kind of using almost like a ape, just clawing their way through, making eye contact for a brief moment before jutting through the other side into another small crevice into the side of this large hallway cavern. And just as soon as they're gone, you would hear this odd cackling laughter kind of yipping noise come from further down the cave. And
Shit.
Don't
I know
like
I've
that.
said this before, but it sucks down here.
as,
says the drow.
Yeah.
as you guys are taking a moment, you would see a pack of 4 gnolls, these large hyena-like humanoids, looking rough. Some carrying, 2 of them carrying spears, other 2 with large bows, kind of yipping and howling wildly, seemingly chasing something, locking eyes with you guys.
I don't think it needs to be said, but I don't like this either.
Yeah,
Seeing a
no.
little bit of
Uh-uh.
bioluminescent, they immediately start yipping in your direction, running towards you with furious intent, obviously. And that is where we will end tonight.
Oh, of course. That seems about right.
With essentially the hook horrors ran across the way here
The crevasse.
from north to south. And yeah, we will end there tonight with a slight encounter with hook horrors turning into an encounter with gnolls who look like they are on the prowl.
Don't like
Looking
this
for
one bit.
Scar.
Yeah.
What's Rincewind's view like? Rincewind, you didn't even really see the hook horrors except for the glow of their eyes in the darkness.
Oh, can't
Rincewind's just
see
happy to be here.
shit.
Yeah, we'll end there tonight, and you guys do
Ah.
get some experience.
Woo!
650 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Divided by 10.
Said 260 divided by 10.
Wait, what now?
It is 200 and 450. So 650. You each get 65 experience for this session.
478.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, 478.
As it seems like a large expanse of ever-changing caves with some bioluminescent blue fungi. These are the glow caps. Is that what they're called?
What are these ones I can maybe make something
Or
a little
no,
explodey with?
these are the night lights.
Uh,
Yeah, we'll pick up there next week. And those of you who've watched, thank you for watching. And I look forward to picking up there next time. And
You look forward to it.
Yeah, I do look forward to it. Everyone look forward to it.
I mean,
I don't like what we're going into.
You'll be fine.
just tiny little gnolls. We'll be fine.
It's just
We literally fought a big skeleton minotaur. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I remember what that skeleton minotaur did to me.
Yeah, that could have been bad,
Yeah, you took the brunt of that.
for sure.
Yeah.
And the archers didn't do the best either, but they hit a couple of you guys.
I mean,
Yeah, who all did they hit?
Yeah, I mean,
That's right, they hit me.
Yeah,
They hit you only.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only
the
arrow
hook
I got
horrors are
hit by
running from the
was,
gnolls.
Rincewind.
That should tell you something.
Yeah.
I mean, are they really going away from the gnolls? You don't
Seems
know
that
who.
way.
What
That's
else?
true. Or are they running from something else?
Yeah,
From
all
something else.
From something, yeah.
You're in the Underdark. It could be anything else.
you don't know. We'll find out next time on
Dragon Ball Z.
We're
out
fucked.
of the Abyss, Dragon Ball Abyss.
All right. Okay.